Specific to the comments that were made by Tua, I just want to say, look, I'm happy, genuinely happy, genuinely happy for the success that Tua's had, and I really wish him nothing but the best. And I think player relationships are very important to me. I think that's kind of the foundation of coaching. And I got into coaching because I was impacted as a young guy by my high school coaches, my college coaches, going all the way to Pop Warner. I got into coaching because I want to make that same kind of impact, positive impact, pour into young people, help them become, as KO says all the time, the best versions of themselves. And, that's really my goal always in coaching. So I wish nothing but the best to Tua. And, really, more than anything, I'm just focused on the Vikings, the 2024 Vikings, the players we have. I saw a couple of guys up here just a couple minutes ago, Metellus and HP. I think their leadership, their friendship is important to me, and I'm just I'm excited about this group. I think part of coaching is correcting. I'm always going to correct.
Hey, that's crazy. Hakeem, you did say that on your commentary.
I'm always going to have a high standard.
You did say that. Just like Bill Belichick. You did mention that.
Look, I've done a lot of reflecting and on this situation. And,
you're right.
Reflecting on the situation, communication. I think there's things that I could do better, for sure. And I've grown in that way. And I've tried to apply the things that I could do better and the things that I've learned, over the last 2-3 years. But I would say over the long haul, I've had a lot of great relationships over my 21-year career here in the league. Players, coaches, personnel, equipment, people in the kitchen. I mean, really across the board, I've had a lot of great relationships. I'm going to continue to do that. But I'm also always looking to get better and involved. No different than as a coach, whether it's schematics or personnel or evaluations. I'm always looking to get better. I'm always looking for dialogue in meetings with coaches, with players. I don't care where a good idea comes from. You guys have heard me say that. And, I'm open to getting better. And that's always always my mindset. So, that hit me in a way that, I wouldn't say was, positive for me. But at the same time, I've got to use that and say, hey, how can I grow from that? How can I be better? And that's really where I'm at from that standpoint. Do I feel like that's me? No. But how can I grow from that situation and create a world where that's not the case that anyone says that about Brian Flores?
Right, do you feel compelled to try to get everything at some point? Have you tried this one? Get this off the topic of this?
That's something I've thought about. And maybe when that time is arises or is available, I'm certainly open to that. But I got a lot of other things going on too, as he does. And again, I'm just really focused on the guys here and the work that we're putting in here. And one thing that as far as feelings and emotions, I think something like this takes away from the guys here and the work that they're doing. We've had 2 games and went to Cleveland. We're talking about something else, and it's important, but at the same time, I'm always thinking about our guys and their improvement, and an opportunity for them to get better, and for me to kind of shed light on some of the things that they're doing when I get up here, and not really.
So so that was Brian Flores. Like I said, addresses it to his comments, and he said what he said, and let's commentate. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your takeover on what he was saying about the situation back when he was head coach of Miami Dolphins?
No, but it's crazy how Hakeem said the same thing. I would tell Hakeem while he was speaking that he did the same type of commentary when he did his take on Monday. Same exact thing. Like his mindset, Brian Flores pretty much was having the same mindset as Bill Belichick, trying to make sure he take his quarterback into the next level. Even though it may be harsh, even though it may be strong, he was just trying to take Tua to that next level. Tua pretty much was being emotional in the aspect of how he was pretty much coaching him. He didn't like the way he was coaching him. Now, at times, I understand when you're a coach, you are considered a leader. You're supposed to be able to take the team into the next level. But at the same time, you still got to make sure you take care of your quarterback. Your quarterback is the one that's going to take your team into that Super Bowl area. If your quarterback have an arm and have the rocket, you could go very, very far. Prime example, look at Big Red and Patrick Mahomes. Big Red, which is Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they have a great relationship where he could tell Patrick Mahomes something, Patrick Mahomes will listen, and you see every time you listen, his team go to the Super Bowl. Brian Ford was trying to have that same relationship with Tua, but he didn't go that route. And even when he was talking, you kind of see that he was kind of disappointed of Tua. Like, why would you go out like that? Why you just didn't come to me as as your coach and as your team player? Come to me. We could have this type of deep conversation. But you went to the media to pretty much not slander his name, but to say something that, well, I looked from Brian Ford that he felt that it wasn't true. That hey, you could have been easy to talk to me like I'm your guy. So, but it's just good just to hear his side of the story. I would say there's always two sides to every story. Go ahead, Akim.
These new players want a participation award or something. Like the 90s and the 80s wasn't tough and coaches wasn't breathing down their neck. Win me a Super Bowl. You get out there. You goofies is getting paid $250 million. You need somebody to gas your head up. That should be enough gas. Brian Flores was overcoaching these dudes. These new young dudes ain't nothing. They get hurt. I need to be off for a week. I need to, get an ice bath. So this is why I'm saying, this is why when he said, I really wish him the best. This is the first time I ever heard anybody spoke negative about Brian Flores.
True. That's a fact. You're right.
If this was an issue, where's the crowds at?
Yeah, even in the Vikings, you don't hear anything. Yeah.
You know what I
Nobody
mean?
speaking
He
negative about it.
said,
Yeah.
I've never heard nothing negative about him too. So this
That's
is what
fact.
I'm saying. Like, it goes from football to basketball. The only two sports I hear where these people are crying about something, like these guys is prima donna. I really was trying to work him beating me down. No, man, you got to win the Super Bowl. This is blood sport. This is the Coliseum we talking about. You think you could have did that with Caesar in Rome? No, go win for your Lord. You a $200 million goofy. I hate that shit, bro. Y'all so soft. You think Dr. J and all these guys, Randy Moss, Emmett Smith, they wasn't getting breathed down their neck? Calling them,
Yep.
man, you did an effed up play today. Are you stupid? How many
True.
times they was telling the 80s and the 90s players that? But his guy said, I really was just working through all that mental abuse he was going through me. Come on, man. That's all I gotta say. These guys ain't tough no more, man.
Hey, I gotta strongly disagree with you. I get what you're saying on this one too.
Oh.
Let me tell you why. Remember when I say Monday?
Yeah.
He did not want to draft Tua.
Yeah,
He did not want to draft him.
That's true.
He wanted to draft Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
And also the NFL owner wanted Tua. He did not want Brian Flores didn't want Tua. He wanted Justin Herbert. So not with just that, but he had him and Tua going at it. You had him and the GM, Brian Flores and the GM, and Brian Flores as the owner going at it as well. That was you hear that head button going down in Miami. And don't forget, Hakeem, remember we talked this a couple of days ago. Remember he got fired, right? And remember what he did? He sued the NFL for discrimination.
Yeah.
Now you did doing all that, and it kind of makes Brian Flores look even worse because he did not really deny what Tua was saying. and all that type of thing. So that just tells me it's like if if Tua was saying it, he must have got it to other NFL players as well, because usually usually in NFL you won't hear stuff like this. They usually keep it quiet, or people like writers or beat writers, they'll see it, but they don't write about it until maybe 5, 10 years or 15 years later, until make something about it and everything. So it just makes it just makes Brian Flores looks bad that I don't see him getting an NFL job, because you got to look at this too. This young generation, they're different. They got to be coached different. They're not like us. Me, you, Hakeem. They're not like the old people. These new players, you got to coach different. You can't go hardball with them. You got to respect them as a player. Even though they get paid more, you got to respect them as a player. And I believe Brian Flores never respect Tua as a quarterback, because he never wanted Tua as a quarterback. He wanted Justin Herbert. And that's why Tua went out on him, because he felt disrespected. It's a fine line, when you coach hard, but don't disrespect the player. Never disrespect any other players, because they're playing the job as you are. They got kids, they got families, or they got their multiple girlfriends they got paid and everything. They got family to feed and everything. So you cannot disrespect your players like that. And I feel like Brian Flores disrespect him as a man, and that's a no-no. You cannot disrespect man, especially in the NFL, when people got to get paid. That's what happened to what's his name, Urban Meyer from Jacksonville. When he got hired, he was the first head coach, and they drafted what's his name, Lawrence, Lawrence, yeah, Lawrence and everything. And he disrespected so many players that, remember, he got fired early. For just he disrespected the kicker. He kicked. I remember one time there was an incident that he kicked the kicker in the head, and kicker said, "What the hell is he doing, yo?" And when it comes to these head coaching jobs, there's a fine line of coaching and you disrespect players. You cannot disrespect players, because they get paid more than you. They're entertainment. We see you play more. We see them play. All you do, like I said, really, you the coach and everything. So when it comes to that, Brian Flores, he disrespected Tua as a man, and that's one of the reasons he got fired. And also, he didn't want Tua, and that's why he got fired. And him, like I said, him and the owner GM got going at it, and that's why he filed the discrimination lawsuit and everything. Now that Brian Flores came out and not really back down, he kind of dresses like, yeah, Tua was saying was right and everything. Now this makes him as him being a head coach. It's not going to happen, because these NFL owners are seeing that, because remember, to keep the like I said, the quarterback is the most important position in the NFL or sports in general. If Brian Flores just came out and when Tua came out and told that Brian Flores is a bad player, and Brian Flores came out and said, hey, he didn't really back down, you're not going to get a head coaching job, because the first thing as a head coach, you got to be cool with your quarterback. You can't disrespect your quarterback. If you can't be a coach and have respect for your quarterback, you're not getting an NFL job. Point blank and simple. Because the quarterback brings in the money, they throw in the touchdowns, they get paid the most money. So with Brian Flores, I'm sorry, man. And even though you changed, like I said, you still got a job, you're still in the NFL. Luckily, Mike Tomlin saved him. Remember, Mike Tomlin from the Pittsburgh Steelers. There was a time that we thought that Brian Flores, he wasn't gonna get a head coach. This is a regular coaching job. But shout out to Mike Tomlin for saving him, putting him as a DB's coach, something like that. Now he's a defensive coordinator in Minnesota. But when it comes to head coaching jobs, when Tua came out, yeah, he's not gonna be head coach anymore, because if you talk to a Tua like that, and Tua had a career year, he had a career year last year. He led the lead in passing, and looked like he might do it again this season.
This year,
this year with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, they the number one
offense. And he got Odell now, Odell Beckham too.
And Odell who's going to be a second or third string quarterback. So, yeah, Brian Flores, when it comes to head coaching, you're not getting a head coach. Because if you disrespect Tua, all the NFL owners are like, okay, he can't be trusted, because if you got a quarterback talking outly to you like that, it's over, man. You're not getting a head coaching job.
Go ahead. I can read that comment.
He say, shout out to Narratives and Dialogues.
Yeah, Narrative and Dialogue.
My half brother. Hakeem is correct. They seem to sign up not to play ball but for the stardom, to hang out with their favorite stars. No longer serious or tough.
Yeah, we know. We already know football became soft. We know that.
To me,
with that,
Narrative,
I agree
I
with.
agree.
But the thing
He's
is
right.
like,
He's facts.
it's like the NFL's changing and everything. It's not, you know, the physical football we used to see. You know, everybody wants to see. When it comes to the NBA and NFL, we want to see score points. We don't want to see defenses like that. You know, they want to protect the quarterback more so they can put out more stats. And while all the fans, and that's how it works and everything. You got to sell. You have to sell with the it's like supply and demand. If people want to see more touchdown scoring and people want to see, you know, quarterbacks score more touchdown throw passes, that's what you got to do. I agree with you. Like I said, Dallas, I agree with you. I miss the old football with the defense and everything, but in the same way, this is how people make money, and also this is how, you know, bookies and, you know, go to casino. This is how they make money as well, because when it comes to high scoring points, you know, you see there's a lot more betting in the NFL and NBA. There's a lot more money involved. So we got a lot more money involved. It's kind of hard to say, hey, we can't go back to the old ways because we make more money than ever before than we used back in the day.
So
No,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Hakeem. Go ahead.
So I want to say this.
Final thoughts. Go ahead.
Final thoughts. I want to say this. Damn, I had just lost my thought. A second.
Well, because Faye James came in.
No. Because Faye, shout outs to Faye James. Shout outs to you.